Let's do this.
What's up, guys?
Sharecoin TV, Roundtable, Television, and Media. Let's go to the show.
Let's go to the show.
Check out Mr. Perfection 13. We're gonna go check out the Brazier Doubloon. And let's see, who else are we gonna meet there today, Ryan?
I think we're gonna meet our new friend Brett Charville.
Brett Charville, the president
of PCGS.
PCGS, that's right. He took over in November from the former president, Don Willis. So,
Niner, what's on the docket for you today, buddy?
I'm gonna look at some pretty coins, some cards. I think there's gonna be some athletes there. Should be a good time.
Sweet.
all right.
All right, gents, let's go get our stuff. Okay, we are here with Brett Charville, the newly coined president of PCGS. Yes, I just said that. And we've got John Damiano.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Yeah, this is our special show interview with Brett over at PCGS. We're very grateful that he took his time to sit down and meet with us. Certainly didn't have to, but thanks for having us.
Seems like it's been a busy show so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of foot traffic. Definitely up over year, and then also the last show as well.
Can we talk about those numbers at all? Like overall attendance?
If I knew, so this is
okay.
This is day 32 for me.
Sure.
Oh, don't know the Long Beach Expo
Okay.
exact attendance figures off, but
we weren't
definitely
expecting
know that they're up.
Because I'm always curious. They always say, "Oh, we set a record," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I would love to know what that record is.
Sure. I would fully disclose. I'm going to use that cop out quite a bit. I just started text out.
It's my first day, right? That sort of thing.
Yeah. It's my 32nd day. Yeah.
It's fine. So you know what? We'll start at the top. So here's our first question for you. Your personal history in the coin market as a professional. How'd you get started?
Sure, yeah. So I started in the coin industry when I was 20 as a heritage intern, which is a route that a lot of numismatists take. Start at heritage. I was 20 years old. I was in college. Really wanted to do something in the coin industry. Applied on a whim. Actually didn't get the A&A internship. There's one A&A internship. Didn't get the A&A internship. Applied heritage internship. I didn't kind of really realize I was walking into kind of a hot coin market, early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
And so got an internship. Literally, hung up the phone. Called my folks. Said, hey, I'm not coming home this summer, and moved down to Dallas. Yeah.
Hey, for getting the second choice being heritage, that's not a bad outcome.
Well, yeah.
Kidding me?
So then worked at Heritage full time a few years after college. Went and worked at a company in Tulsa, Oklahoma called Carter Numismatics. Great kind of boutique retail wholesale company. And then started in 2012, started my own company, Standard Numismatics, mostly wholesale U.S. coin trading firm based out of Chicago.
Okay.
I'm originally from Ohio, so I started my business anywhere I wanted to. Wanted to be in Chicago. We're a lot of friends that moved post high school, post college, and stuff like that.
Sure, right.
And started my business, Standard Numismatics. We grew to about 6 or 7 people. After about 4 years, we started a modern company called Standard Select that was doing modern trading only. After about 7 years, got called up to the big leagues for PCGS.
There we go. Yeah.
Sometimes things work out.
Yeah, that's right.
No kidding. I mean, PCGS, regardless of being a grading service, is one of the largest companies in our industry. What was the transition like, or what is the transition like from dealer to president of a grading service?
Yeah. Well, I would say, PCGS, to kind of nod heritage again. NGC, A&A, I would say those kind of are kind of our pillars of our industry.
Yeah,
Kind of
sure.
PCGS, and I think is kind of obviously the big one.
The glue.
And yeah, the glue, exactly. And so, to kind of that transition in terms of being, I still get up and do what I love, but I don't want to say with a greater purpose, but I mean, on some level, I mean, I'm kind of the steward, our company is a steward of the industry, and then, kind of being at the helm of that, it's there's a little bit of weight, a little bit of responsibility.
I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, sure, because when you're in business, you've got your salesman hat on, right? And now you're more of a conservator. You're kind of preserving the numismatic legacy. It's got to be an entirely different type of thinking and sort of perspective on it.
Sure. So did you ever think you'd be the PCGS president? I mean, looking back at your career from when you started, did you ever think one day I'm going to be the president of PCGS?
As a young, coming up kind of in the heritage tree, I definitely spent some time as a kid maybe envisioning, being the president of Heritage, or something like that.
Okay.
But, the PCGS thing was great. My wife is from Southern California, so it's great. We moved from Chicago to Southern California last month, and she's very happy, obviously.
So very good timing,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
missed the polar vortex
Yeah, we did.
by a hair there.
So talking about when you were a collector and a kid, what got you? Was it a family member, a friend? Did you always love coins? What was the kickoff point?
Sure. So, probably 7th, 8th grade, grandfather's, coin collection, something like that, kind of got split up, my dad and his siblings, and when I was a kid, I was into, I collected everything, sports cards, comics, coins, even rocks, anything you collect, really have the collecting bug.
Right.
And, it's coins was always what I had the strongest interest in, but then really going to Heritage as an intern was really, just exploded my interest in, stuff like that. The resources there, the accessibility there. And
all tangible assets.
Yeah. And I do, I love coins. Coins was my original passion. But, I've said to people before, if they would have put me in sports cards 15 years ago, like, I might be on the PSA side of things today, or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. And, but it's just, life works out sometimes,
What's your favorite coin?
Favorite coin, big 1792 half Disney guy myself. Yeah, I've only owned two of them in trading.
Hey,
and I like the Higley Copper, big Higley Copper guy. Value me as you please. Kind of always like that story in the Colonial.
Yeah.
And
So 1792 half Disney. That's your thing.
Well, I know, so much. As a kid, I was very interested in smaller coins. I collected Mercury dimes a lot when I was a kid, and so I've always had, a smaller coin interest. Where as you get into the business, you see more and more. You recognize. There's so many Morgan dollar collectors, so many,
oh my God,
so many, 20 lib collectors, Saint collectors,
East dollars, Franklin halves.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is. It was interesting to me to learn as I got more and more in the business that it is sometimes generally a little bit more of a specialist that likes smaller coins and stuff like that.
Sure.
But,
Most people seem to enjoy collecting higher denomination, bigger coins. They tend to be a little more popular from our experience. Yeah.
And a lot of it too is just what you have accessibility to when you're a kid. I'll admit, I started as a Heritage intern as I was 20. I was doing a little bit of trading in college. I really didn't start really handling gold coins. In any sort of quantity until I went to Heritage. Okay. And that's, something that, so my start was, I was way better at grading a Mercury dime than I was a Saint, when I started at Heritage.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of lost on some people that, I taught at Coin Camp at the ANA summer seminar for 6 summers, and you pick up on, it's kind of lost on people of why, like a 12-year-old kid is just better at grading a Lincoln cent than a $10 Liberty gold coin. It starts to make sense when you kind of think through it a little bit in terms of accessibility.
Now, do you think starting with small denomination actually made it easier for you to grade large denomination because you started with a small coin, then kind of transitioned to a large?
Yeah, I would say if you're going to learn grading, well, first of all, go to the ANA summer seminar and take a class because it's fantastic.
That's great advice.
Most of the grading classes are, one PCGS grader, one NGC grader, and then a really sharp coin dealer. So it's really kind of best of all worlds. Sort
That's
of
on the ANA website, by the way. Go there and you can see under their different seminar schedules the summer grading schedule.
Yeah, and the scholarship deadline for Hawaiians to apply for scholarships, I believe, is in the next few weeks, early February here, 2019. So
Cool.
if you're a Hawaiian and you're thinking about a scholarship, go apply. They have plenty of scholarships to go out. It's really, really great program. But yeah, in terms of grading, I mean, it's, really, the most grading people start grading is going to be probably a Morgan dollar. It's a big coin. You can understand. You can see marks easily. And yeah, so I think there probably is a good point there. If you start smaller, kind of naturally, I don't want to say it only gets easier as you get into bigger coins, but there's probably a little something to say. Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what is the most exciting thing coming out of PCGS in 2019?
I can't say.
Okay, well, that's actually exciting in itself.
I can't say, but it is exciting.
Okay.
And
Well,
it's-
we'll keep our eyes open, and you guys should too. Make sure you follow PCGS everywhere.
And buy the ANA.
Ooh, okay.
I think I'm going to guess that it's some kind of collaborative education program. And you can't say that's okay. We'll see.
Can't say.
Yeah. No, that makes
What's
me
your
happy.
guess, John?
I'm not even gonna guess. I love surprises.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I want to wait for the ANA. I want to see what happens, and let's have some fun with this. I'm excited, guys.
How about any plans for PCGS in 2019 that you can't talk about? Any changes?
Looking to making eyes at my marketing director right now, so as much I can talk about. And she knows,
Heather's looking pretty hard.
yeah.
Yeah. No, was an okay answer.
A lot of it, too, at the beginning of the year, we kind of try to name it, we do our letter that goes out to Collectors Club members and our dealers. It's about 16,000 people that are, kind of, part of the PCGS family there. And we really kind of wanted to, kind of declare it to be kind of the year of the customer, which was something that, PCGS, we have this storied reputation. We can be doing, we're doing a lot of really good things, but we need to make sure that, everybody gets like 5-star treatment, and it's improving, so starting a lot, kind of getting down in, kind of the nitty gritty on kind of customer service, improving that experience. I mean, we're talking things as simple as, when you call PCGS customer service, getting on the phone with somebody quicker and having that person be more knowledgeable and stuff like that. So a lot of my initial focus is on the customer service side, working on that, improving that, and that has that goes deep into our company because a lot of it is a customer service rep wants to answer somebody's question when they call in. They need to have communication with another department to get the right answer and stuff like that.
Right.
So a lot of it really is kind of a lot of that kind of more basic kind of. It's not exciting
Logistics,
stuff.
basically.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not like plus grading or the set registry or anything. Kind of innovations we've had over the last.
It's the
15, 20
unspoken
years.
adjustments that are going to make the customer experience great.
Absolutely.
And some other things you think about with customer service in regard to grading coins is, say, grading that esoteric die variety that maybe in the past grading services, and I'm not going to name any names, but maybe some have said, well, that die variety really isn't widely recognized enough. Maybe it hasn't been published in a book. We'll put that aside.
Sure.
Or turnaround time on grading.
Turnaround time's really good right now. I think we're in a really good spot there. And as you talked about, something that we are working on right now that I can say is that we're working on kind of some process improvement on our variety attribution program, and looking at doing some stuff better, kind of moving some stuff around. It's variety attribution. It's a very small percentage of what we do. The variety attribution guys, we love them, and they're really passionate collectors.
They really are.
And it's kind of there's certain things that you can get. If you bat 300, you're an all-star in baseball. If you get 95% of the variety attributions right, that's
a rock star.
Yeah, but that's not. We need to be even higher than that. On something like variety attribution. So,
but I mean, there's got to be a line drawn somewhere. If there's a little tiny die clash that is like barely visible on a 20x microscope, what are you going to do with that? But then if it's the new shish kebab standing Liberty quarter, that's one a lot of people have got excited about. It's been published. So where do you draw the line as far as maybe an expert having reviewed something and published work on it? Or do you need that?
Yeah, so
or-
a lot of it is too, is that's kind of what we're reviewing right now and kind of in the middle of the process of is really in terms of customer service communication, communicating better what we do and don't attribute, right, and stuff like that. And one factor that I think is important that kind of makes it a slam dunk is the value difference. If there's really a value difference, we want to make sure you're able to recognize that to kind of unlock the value.
Right.
There is some stuff, where you get to that point where it's so minor where I don't want to say who cares because it's not a who cares thing, but if it's an extremely small group of people and they don't really assign any premium to it, then it kind of gets tough to because then you would basically just attribute everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
And,
Makes sense. So we've got to find a balance.
Exactly.
Very good. Very good. Well, let's see if we have any more questions here for you. I know we had one that was a little bit tougher, but I know that NGC does create ancient coins.
Sure.
And we were curious if that was something that the PCGS was considering doing, and if not, then what?
Yeah. I don't want to say anything's off the table at the moment, but that's not an immediate future thing. A problem with ancients is just the amount of counterfeiting that exists.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. And to be in a position, we have the PCGS guarantee. I firmly believe it's the best guarantee of any coin company in the business in terms of honoring if we were to misgrade something or accidentally. Accidents happen. We grade 3 million coins a year, so and kind of the handful every year of problem things we encounter, we want to make good on. I don't believe there's a certification company right now that actually guarantees the authenticity of ancients. And that would be something that we would have to be comfortable with down the line. Other companies might guarantee the grade, but they don't necessarily guarantee authenticity. And that kind of makes me, you talk about that steward of the industry, you talk about that pillar thing.
That's a really good point because NGC does put them in the case. They do assign a grade to it. They would not call it authentic.
Yeah.
There's a huge disclaimer there. I've read it.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point.
And I don't mean to say anything negative about the way they do it. It's just something that it's something we took a hard look at it years ago, from what I understand. And we'll take a look at it again.
Makes sense.
Typically, that's done on the dealer level now.
Yeah.
I was talking to Aaron Burke about this the other day with Harlan J. Burke Numismatics, and he was saying that typically that's done on the dealer level.
Sure.
A dealer with their invoice will guarantee the authenticity.
Yep.
And then he's been messing around with some stickers and stuff, sort of doing his own version
Everybody's
of
messing
CAC.
around with stickers.
Everybody's
Stickers
messing
are
around with
the
stickers.
new deal, yeah. Stickers are the new deal.
Thanks, CAC.
Real easy to put stickers on holders, isn't it?
Yeah.
So much harder to put them in the case itself.
Yeah. Okay, so there was a pretty controversial move in the last couple weeks here with the crossover of the 85 trade dollar from NGC Proof 66 to PCGS Proof 65 plus Cameo CAC, right? As well. Yeah, we had to get all those things in there.
Yeah.
So that's something the industry was absolutely on fire about for a good week or so there, and so we thought we'd like to talk to you about that.
Yeah. So I mean, really pretty simple. The owner of the coin, he won the coin Thursday night in the auction at the fun show, and he showed up to the show on Friday. From what I understand, he picked up the coin. He dropped it off at our table for crossover, high value crossover service.
I'm sure that was pretty epic.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, for my first show, to be able to handle that coin, always a coin I really, thought was a really awesome coin to begin with. And
it's got a great history. I mean, 5 known.
Yeah.
This is the finest, the loan in that condition.
Yep.
So it's and the who's who of major collections in the last century have that coin. Absolutely.
So the collector submitted it. It ended up grading, sort of effectively down crossed is the term we use. It down crossed from 66 to 65 plus Cameo.
Right.
The collector was fine with that. He, I think it really speaks to the brand and the power of PCGS that he preferred the coin at a PCGS holder, even though it was in a lower numeric grade. And I really think it probably speaks to the strength of our set registry program too. Just the overall desire to collect PCGS coins is so strong, and
I was just going to ask you. I'm sure it's in his set now online.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, thanks for answering the question.
Yeah,
We
no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah.
We thought it was a real heater, but apparently that's like no big deal.
No, I mean it's we're always excited. We used to use this motto. The best coins always end up in PCGS holders, and I mean that's it's a pretty good example.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Brett, again, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
We really do appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions for him, leave them down there in the comments. Maybe we can have him answer some more questions additional later. So, thanks again.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
See you guys. Yeah. I've
I've
worked
been
for
Brad most of my life, so that's okay.
Okay, that's nice. And
You're Brad, right? Brad?
Yeah.
everybody calls me Brian.
Yeah,
I know my
yeah.
name's Ryan, so I get it. Not quite as drastic as like Brett and Brad, though.
A little bit. I think it would be better if it's not hanging off. Yeah.
I just don't want to interrupt his hand space.
Well, I am a hand model, and I didn't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
Personal heroes, follows this game model since I was in diapers.
High up in the stars when you're nearby. All I wanna do is dream.